Some, you do get some of that again, it's kinda it's showing you more what you're looking it likes to show you kind of more extreme of what you're looking at, so people do have to be
Right.
mindful of what they're searching for. So I think tech literacy is a skill that we really need to teach. Well, I think a lot of
Yeah.
adults need to learn it, but I think that's like I do talk to teens sometimes about fact checking.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm not here to say, all of my clients must agree with me on every but when a client says something, you know, suggesting that they're maybe buying into like replacement theory or something like that, it's it. Okay, what's your source on that? How do we make sure that this is a legitimate source
Right.
and
Right.
help them
So
maybe see, oh, okay, that's not actually a newspaper. That's just some guy who bought a web domain and is just writing a bunch of white supremacist nonsense in his basement and posting it because anybody can do that.
right, and so that tech literacy, what is I mean, you mentioned, sort of implied this, but, like,
Mhm.
what is a foundational skill there that
Sure,
somebody can cultivate? Yeah.
sure. Well, what's vetting the source? What's this from? Who's saying it? What are their credentials to say it?
Mhm. So if you read something online and it
Mhm.
kind of,
Yep.
sparks your interest or attention, make
Mhm.
sure that yeah.
See who's find who's qualified to talk about it, and go to qualified find qualified sources. This can there's It's kind of funny when I first started my blog, so shares to Facebook, and I mentioned, um, something something about I was talking about telehealth, and so in the posts, I mentioned COVID, and
Mhm.
Facebook flagged my blog, um, because they said, "This is a new
Interesting.
URL. This is not a medical source, and this blog mentions COVID. So please be aware when you're reading this and when you're sharing it that this is not a credible source on COVID information." And I'm like, I wasn't trying to be a source of COVID information. But,
Yeah.
that's kinda cool that they flagged it, and they were like, "Hey, this is not a medical website. If this person is talking about COVID and telling you here's information about COVID, maybe fact check it." Like